Hey guys, Aaron back again with the Ferrari F430. I just got these badass custom floor mats installed yesterday, and today I'm going to work on the seat belts. So we just have standard black seat belts, but I'm going to replace those with yellow ones as well from Seatbelt Planet. So in this video, I'm going to learn how to remove them, replace them, and reinstall them. So follow along the journey as we learn together. All right, I'm gonna do one side at a time. I'm gonna start with the passenger seat. So unfortunately, you do have to remove the seat. Fortunately, it's not that hard, it looks like. The reason being is that behind this little plate, there is a 17mm bolt that we have to remove in order to get this out. And yeah, it looks like it'd be really tough to access it just with that little area there. It's gonna be a lot easier just to do this. So in order to do that, we're gonna move the seat all the way forward. So obviously you still need your battery connected, and this is gonna give us access to that bolt right there. A couple bolts in the back. Then we're gonna have to remove this one and that one, and we can do a little vacuuming while we're down here. So it turns out we need an 8mm hex to get those out. And just a good old-fashioned ratchet. We'll get this thing loose. If I can do this with one hand and film, you guys can handle it. Very easy to get started. All right, so make sure you capture your washer and ignore my dirty carpet again. Knock this guy out. Next, you guessed it, move the seat all the way back, revealing our glorious mats. And for those of you that want to ask, this company did not want to work with me for any YouTube exposure, so no YouTube exposure. All right, looking at these from the top to remove them, I can put my fingernail right under this and raise it up enough, I think, to slide it out. Otherwise, you can use a flathead screwdriver to get under there. It does have a little edge on it to catch a nail under. All right, same thing, remove the bolt here and do the same thing on that side. 8mm again, and I don't know if you can tell from here. Get you a good flat angle so you can see that this one is actually angled about 45 degrees out. Using an extension here actually makes it easier so you can get more travel and get it out faster. This guy also has a washer. All right, after those are removed, the seat should be loose now. And I can just lift it up off the rails, and I'm just gonna tilt it over to the side. All right, so it's pretty easy to lift it up, tilt it over, slide it this way. You can see what it looks like under here. Got some mounting points. Got some motors. We got one cable that's not connected to anything. So I don't know if that's just an option I don't have, maybe for heated seats or I don't know, something. But more opportunity to vacuum. Found a bunch of stuff under there. But I think we can all agree that the important thing here is not to let that hit anything and scratch things up, and also gives us access to this thing now. It feels like I can reach in from behind and feel the little posts. Yep. So if you reach in from behind, you can feel these things and just kind of pinch them in from the inside a little bit. Make it a lot easier on yourself, less likely to break. And here is our bolt. I think it's a 17mm. We're gonna remove that. And then we will be able to remove this. So at this point, if you want to make some mental notes on how this is lined up, coming through here for the other process, when you reinstall it, go ahead. So if I back up a little bit, you can see that it's pretty easy just to tilt it up, drag it over. I just set it right here on the carpet. Really easy access, and you don't have to hold it while you work on it. All right, confirmed it is a 17 millimeter. Just gonna use that 1/2 inch guy here to help get me lots of torque. All right, let's get this thing out. All right, we have, what do we have? Got a little tiny thin washer on it, interesting. So here is the whole contraption. It's got like a bigger spacer kind of piece on with a little tiny thin washer. I just want to show you that seatbelt piece through the hole, and now we should just be able to lift right out. So there we go. So I'm just gonna go ahead and vacuum real quick under here while it's up and out, and then I'm just gonna set it back in place, move it forward a little bit just so that we can get to this rear panel because the rest of the belt is behind there. All right, seat's disconnected. Just went ahead and folded it forward a little bit to give us a little more access for this panel, which is the next step. And I just took mine off recently. I made a video on checking the hydraulic fluid for the Spider top back here. So I know that all 4 of my clips are broken off that hold this in place. So I have new ones ordered, but I believe normally you would just grab back here and you would pop out 2 clips on the top that are about here, 2 clips on the bottom. I'll show you in just a second. And you can, so this piece of trim right here is also over this panel holding it in place. So I'm just going to pull and it will start disengaging from here. Just gonna bring my hand in and separate it and then pull it straight away from here. And now back here, that's how it looks. I should be able to see my broken clips. So yeah, there's 1, 2, these 4 metal pieces hold on 4 clips. That one is no more. Trying to like, all right, I'm gonna guess 1 clip goes into there, 1 clip goes into here. And then we got 2 similar spots down there at the bottom that they are supposed to go into, and they don't exist. All right, so anyway, let's spin this around, look at the back of this. So this just has 2 small screws holding this in. I'll go figure out what size they are because this little black plastic piece that retains the seat belt comes off. Turns out they are a 3 millimeter hex. So I'm just going to loosen and remove both of these. Right, that is what he looks like. All right, so once they are both removed, that just separates like this. And yeah, I'm not sure if I will get this off at some point or we will send this back. Oh, I guess this whole seatbelt can slide off the end. So we will just remember how this goes. All right, so when it comes out, this particular one has our writing here. See if we can force it over our little stop. Or, you know, I don't know. Maybe I just, yeah, looks like it's got a way to get over there. All right, you know what? It looks like I could take that off and remove them if I wanted to, but the guys at Seatbelt Planet are awesome, so I'm just gonna send it like this maybe, and I'll let them do it. All right, so that part, it slides through, I think, somewhere. There's a bolt that holds that down. Yeah, I can feel it on top over here. I don't think, can you see it there? No, not really. Right here where my finger is another bolt that I think with the right wrench I could get on top of. All right, here's the magic angle, 17 millimeter ratcheting wrench. I can get on top of it from here. And let's see. Yeah. All right, one click. All right, so, oh yeah, so that kind of slid that out of the way, and you can see the bolt back there a little bit better now. So I'm just gonna work that out. All right, this thing is super tight, but we're getting it. All right, hopefully you can see it better now. It's starting to come out. I'm just gonna keep my one hand turning the wrench, and the other hand I'm gonna keep on top of that bolt, just because I don't wanna drop it and lose it down there. All right, so it was in like this, came out like this. It's got like a little plastic washer to hold this other washer in place so that when you are reinstalling it, the washer doesn't fall out, I guess. I was turning this for probably like, I don't know, 5 minutes longer than I needed to because it felt like it was still coming out, but it was already out. So every now and then just kind of pull the whole assembly, see if it's loose. And the whole thing should come out for you like this. So this is the curved radius like this, and that's how it came in, just so I can remember for reinstalling. And then I think the last piece is the retractor piece guy that goes down here. So we have a few 10 millimeter bolts to remove. This one, and the one right below it to get this bar off so that we can have access to pull it out. I just got a little extension on a 10 millimeter to make it easier. All right, got that guy out. Bolt 2. And just a little extension through here to get bolt 3. All right, so the bolt on the left is the one that went on the top left of the bracket, and the one on the right was the bottom left of the bracket, and that one looks a tiny bit shorter actually. And the bolt on the left is the one that went on the far right of the bracket by itself. It looks to be fairly identical to the middle one. All right, with those out of the way, I can feel the last bolt. Let's see if I can show it to you. Bottom of our retractor, I'm feeling that down there. All right, just want to show you this. The 17 millimeter is right here, and I got a long, deep socket just because the regular one, you can't get the tool on because you need your tool right here where my finger is, and with the little extension, it goes back too far to get your tool on because of this thing. But right here, perfect. All right, pro tip, after you get that bolt started to get loose, you might want to detach that socket from the ratchet and just turn it by hand once you can, because access does get to be tough. So I just have one hand on the back of the bolt and one hand here. Let's work this thing out. Oh, it's got a tall piece that gets tucked under there. And we can finally see this bolt here for the first time. It is also held in by one of these little plastic washers, it looks like, and there's a spacer-y thing on the back. All right, so now there is just one cable on the bottom that I guess is what causes this thing to seize up in an accident. So we need to figure out how to get that disconnected. That's what the bottom looks like. All right, interesting. I've just been feeling around back here blindly without being able to see anything. But there was that wire. If you can see it, because I haven't even been able to see it yet. Hold on. The wire runs back into the firewall under the carpet on this little, there's a little grommet back here. All right, yes, you can see it goes into that grommet. So I actually pulled the grommet out. I could feel a connector right under it after I did that. Okay, yeah, pull it out some more. All right, so you can see there is the connector. This makes me nervous because if I disconnect it, I don't want it to be able to fall back into that hole and never find it again. So let me play around with that a little more. All right, I don't think it's gonna fall in the hole by itself, but let me figure out how to disconnect that. All right, I fed all of that over the bar, slid it through, and that gives me much more room to get back here and figure this thing out. So far, this is the hardest part, trying to figure out how to detach that, but now at least I have room to see it and move it around. Oh man, that takes some crazy guesswork, but I finally figured it out, I think. All right, so starting with this piece, this was initially snapped down like this and everything was connected. So I saw that there was like a little groove right here where I could stick a flathead screwdriver in on each side. So when I did that on the first try, let me see how I can show you this. All right, this is a tough one to film with one hand. So I just got the screwdriver here and gave it a little twist, and I saw that it popped up over there. So I spun it over, did the same thing on this side, a flathead in here, give it a little pop. And then this whole little white piece could slide up. And then I was like, all right, now what? Still wasn't detached. And I grabbed this one. I noticed on each side there were these little arrowy things. I think I just kind of squeezed them in, and the bridge of this lifts up maybe a little bit, and then they disconnect. So that is how you do it. Then of course, more places to vacuum. But now I can show you easily where this wire was. So this gets tucked all the way down under that hole, and the grommet covers it up. So when you're gonna reinstall it, you gotta make sure that this grommet stays attached, and this plug will be hidden under the grommet. All right, so this is the passenger side one. Very satisfying. I will be sending all of this to Seatbelt Planet. I'll be getting one back that is re-webbed with the Speed Yellow seatbelt. All right, we got the driver's side door here. This one was slightly different. This one had the spacer and the little washer on the inside of this belt. So let me pull it out and show you. So this one, it was in like this down there with the bolt coming through that side there. So a little bit different. All right, here is the right-hand side out. I mean, the right-hand side, the driver's side, left-hand drive over here in the US. After you get the first one out, the second one is so easy. It's like, why did it take me so long? Why was it so hard on the other side? I would actually recommend starting on the driver's side though, just because you don't have that big tank back here and you have a lot more room to work with, and it's easier just to see things and understand how it goes. So my recommendation is start on the driver's side, get it out. All right, we're gonna ship these things off, and we're gonna have a little time warp, and you guys are gonna see me when these are all replaced. All right, so that was the removal. I just got back the seat belts from Seatbelt Planet. Here is the box. All right, my old webbing, very nice. and 2 individually packaged seatbelts. Ooh, it's like Christmas. I'm excited. Haven't seen these yet. Here they are. Oh man, that is pretty. I went with their Speed Yellow, and look at this hardware. They cleaned it all up for me, nice and shiny. They reassembled all of the hardware that I left on there for them, so that is awesome. Thanks, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up because the install video is coming up next. Check out the link up here if you want to go watch it. I'm sure there's a link to it. I'll put a link to Seatbelt Planet if you guys want to use them. I highly recommend them. Let them know that I sent you, and I'll see you guys in the next video.